Shush, I'm joking.
Has completely changed the trajectory of cybersecurity and tech forever. I get comments a lot of people being like, oh my god, I'm in cybersecurity, am I cooked? AI is going to take my job. That is not necessarily true. AI is going to take the job you currently have, but is going to create more jobs in cybersecurity. You still need to know the fundamentals of tech in cybersecurity, like networking, administration basics, website basics, things like that, web security, network security. But the most important thing you need to know of all is AI security. In the next 3 to 5 years, I believe there's going to be no more SOC analysts. AI is going to be doing all that, and you will need to know how to configure and correctly prompt this AI. As we have already seen, AI is being used in companies like employees. They have their own identities, you need to track them, you need to govern them, but they're kind of being treated as employees in a sense. Take Agent 365, for example, from Microsoft. They have their own identities, they have their own restrictions. You can configure them in Intra just like you can any user. So that is what is going to be happening, kind of more like of a widespread thing. You're going to be configuring these AI employees to do the work you used to do, but then your new job is going to be securing these AI. This new attack service, it's not going to be human versus AI like it is right now. It's going to be AI versus AI, bot versus bot, and who can secure or attack the bot better wins. You're going to be securing AI, defending AI, configuring AI. You will need to know a lot about security architecture to safeguard your company's AI that it is using. You will not be sitting behind a computer manually analyzing logs. That is for AI. AI is going to do all the analysis, all of the correlation, all of the quote-unquote tedious tasks, you could say, because I feel like SOC is tedious task, and you're going to be the one configuring and securing the AI. Or validating what it does. Like for help desk, there's going to be no more help desk, there's going to be AI. That's how I foresee the future of tech and cybersecurity and help desk in the next 3 to 5, maybe 10 years. It's kind of like when the internet first started happening back in the day. I wasn't alive, so I can't vouch. But from what I've heard, everyone was freaking out. They're like, oh my god, the internet's going to take so many jobs, which it did take over so many jobs, but new jobs emerged from this new technology, which is exactly what's going to happen with AI. Some people think AI is a bubble and it's going to burst and it's all hype. I don't think so. I think AI is here to stay and it's going to keep on getting better and better and better. Like people say, right now in this present moment, this is the worst AI is ever going to be. And it's pretty good. It's only going to keep on getting better. It's only going to keep on advancing. And either you need to accept the reality and kind of go with it and learn about AI security, AI governance, security architecture, or be left behind and then your job's going to be taken by AI, essentially. So in the grand scheme of things, when people say, oh my god, is my cybersecurity job cooked? I'm majoring in cybersecurity. I don't know what to do because of AI. Trust me, you're completely fine. You're going to need to know the fundamentals. No network security, no Linux administration, no computer operating system fundamentals, things like that, to properly configure and prompt and guide an AI to do the current jobs you're all doing for you in the future. Like SOC analysis, kind of guide an AI around SOC analysis. Network security, guide an AI around it. Help desk, guide an AI. You're just going to be configuring and guiding and managing a bunch of AIs. It's going to be AI versus AI, and the humans are just going to be configuring them and securing them and governing them, if you will. So your cybersecurity job is not cooked. It's just going to be different. That is my prediction. AI is not going anywhere. It's only going to get better. And you either adapt or get left behind. For example, you see all these AI attacks. They're attackers are literally utilizing MCP to literally have AI automate the entire attack chain, and defenders are trying to keep up. And for example, with Claude Mythos, they're kind of securing all the open source stuff and all the big company stuff before releasing it to the public, if they ever release it to the public, because attackers are just going to keep on getting more advanced. And humans cannot beat AI attackers at scale. It's just not possible. It's not humans versus AI. It is going to be AI versus AI. I have plenty of videos talking about AI security and kind of web app security and AI exploiting that, things like that. If you want to check it out, it'll be, in the description or up here somewhere. I'll link them below.
The European Union are rolling out their age verification system for all EU member states. So over the next 6 or so months, pretty much every single country within Europe, or at least the EU for that matter, will have a form of the Online Safety Act where age verification will be required to access certain websites. Now, to coincide with this, the EU has made their own age verification app. And this is problematic for a lot of reasons. In fact, for reasons that I don't see anyone else discussing, but also there's a huge problem because the EU age verification app can be hacked in 2 minutes, claims security expert. Now, I want to start off by going through the other concerns here. At the moment, of course, we do not like the Online Safety Act or the age verification requirements for it to access content. Of course not. But at the moment, about half of these age verification providers claim, at the very least, to immediately delete your data. So if you scan your passport, driving license, or your biometric data, they claim to immediately delete them. Now, of course, a few of these providers have been picked up on this, and it's been found that they actually aren't deleting them, and instead they're using them to train their AI systems for age detection. But at least some so far have appeared to actually delete the data. However, with this EU age verification app, the data isn't deleted. It is held within the app to be able to be used in the future. So your biometric details or things like your passport or driving license are actually held within the app to be able to verify your age for whatever platform needs to verify your age. Now, this means one core problem. The data is stored, and if the data is stored, the data can be accessed. No matter how good your security system is, there is always a weak point, and that's part of what we're going to talk about in today's video. But very quickly, if you want to take back control of your privacy, make sure to check out Private Internet Access VPN at the link down below. With that VPN, you can change the location of your device to be accessing the internet from other countries, which means that you can access geo-restricted content and also obfuscate your location. On top of that, everything you do using the VPN is encrypted, and no logs are kept on your browsing activity, so there won't be any prying eyes looking at what you're doing online. By using the link down below, you get 4 months free and 86% off, and it is the best way to support the channel if you enjoy my videos. Now let's get back to the video. The EU on Wednesday unveiled a new age verification app designed to let users prove their age online without handing over personal data to platforms, removing the need for sites to collect sensitive information. The criticism comes shortly after Ursula von der Leyen praised the new age verification app as technically ready and aligned with the highest privacy standards, emphasizing its open source nature as a transparency feature. Now, if you don't know the meaning of the word foreshadowing, you're about to learn it. Whenever we see an MP or any politician in power in any country talk about how secure their systems are, that is a huge flag for hackers and cybersecurity experts to actually try and target it and prove them wrong. And also, there is such thing as being too transparent, as we can see here. But that transparency may have worked a little too well, as security experts took a stance on X, formerly Twitter, criticizing the security of the new ID application. Security consultant Paul Moore detailed what he described as fundamental design flaws in the EU's age verification system. Seriously, von der Leyen, this product will be the catalyst for an enormous data breach at some point. It's just a matter of time, he said. According to Moore, the app stores an encrypted PIN locally, but crucially, the encryption is not tied to the user's identity vault, where sensitive verification data is kept. That opens the door to a surprisingly simple bypass. By deleting specific values tied to the PIN from the app's configuration files and restarting it, an attacker can set a new PIN while still retaining access to credentials created under the previous profile. In effect, the app accepts reused identity data under a newly defined access control. So put very simply, yes, there's a PIN to get into the app, but that actual access can be changed to the same information. It's like having a password to unlock your computer, but someone can change the password and then still log into your computer. Moore also pointed to additional weaknesses that may make brute force or bypass attempts even easier. Rate limiting, typically used to prevent repeated guessing of PINs, is stored as a simple counter in the same editable configuration file. Reset it to 0 and the system forgets how many attempts have already been made. So it's like, on your iPhone when you type in your password and you can only get like 3 attempts to get it wrong before your phone locks for an hour. Well, very simply with this age verification app, if you get the credentials wrong when logging in, you can access the configuration profiles and just change the access attempts to 0, so it will let you continue to keep brute forcing your way in by guessing passwords. You can quite simply plug the device into a machine and you can set up a very simple automation to do this all for you. To put even simpler, if your phone gets robbed, so does your identity. Biometric authentication, meanwhile, is controlled by a single Boolean flag. Flip it from true to false and the app simply skips the app simply skips biometric checks altogether. So essentially, it's a yes or no thing, and you can just change it in the editable code. What the hell? Apart from the things you highlighted, why do users only have a certain number of age verifications available? Why does proof of age have an expiration date? Once I'm over 18, I will always be over 18. I'm not turning any younger. And that's the other thing as well. The identity documents that you submit to this app expire after a certain time. I believe it's 2 years. So you need to resubmit and rescan your identity every couple of years. There is no reason for this other than the EU keeping the most up-to-date information on you, which obviously leads to things like tracking, traceability, and all of this stuff. The reality is if you verified your age via that EU app once, there should be No reason at all for you to ever submit another piece of information on the app. You will always be getting older. This isn't some Benjamin Button type shit. And this has actually led to a load of people talking about this. People coming out all over social media and even made it to the mainstream news as well. When it comes to sensitive authentication data, that should not be in an editable text format. That should not be a thing that people can just plug their phone into the computer and access the files for the app and change the very nature of how that app works. And this has actually led to the CEO of Telegram making a statement on this as well. In a post on his Telegram channel, Durov, who's the CEO, argued that the app's weaknesses may not be accidental. The age verification app was hackable by design. It trusted the device, he wrote, calling it an instant game over from a security standpoint. What this does mean is that if, for example, in one of these EU countries you get arrested and the police are able to access your phone, even if you don't give them the password to your identity app, they will be very easily able to actually access that app just by changing some of the credentials. And this isn't something that would take hours for a police officer to do. This is something that would take less than a minute. It would appear, by everything we're learning here, that this looks like it has been done by design. And if it's not by design, this is extremely lazy app development, but I don't think I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. And this is actually followed by another statement from the CEO of Telegram as well, where he says the EU wants to force mandatory ID checks on anyone using social media and ban people under 18 from accessing it. To that end, the EU Commission spent over a year building an age verification app, which as President pompously unveiled yesterday. Today, this app got hacked in just 2 minutes. But don't rush to laugh at the EU bureaucrats. The age verification app was hackable by design. It trusted the device. That's an instant game over. Unless the EU is run by clowns, this is their real plan. Step 1, present a privacy-respecting but hackable app. Step 2, get hacked. You are here. Step 3, remove privacy to fix the app. Result, a surveillance tool sold as privacy-respecting. And look, I think we should look at this from a purely objective and realistic standpoint. I think it's very important for us to kind of take a step back here. We can talk about resentment for the government and all of this stuff and, government surveillance, but let's just be realistic and pragmatic about this. This is happening in the EU. It's happening in the UK, obviously with digital identification. They're still rolling that out, although not mandatory yet, but it will be. And other countries around the world are also exploring these options or are in the process of developing these options or have already developed these options. Fundamentally, if you look at the core basis legislation, this has been sold to us as something that will protect children. All data from Ofcom on the Online Safety Act suggests that, for all intents and purposes, the Online Safety Act hasn't worked. When it came to digital identification, it took 3 months on one of the biggest petitions in UK history for the government to decide that they're going to drop the mandatory element, but still spend millions and millions and millions of pounds developing a system which people do not want. It gets to the point where you have to question if everyone's against this. Cybersecurity experts have raised serious concerns about this, and half the political parties in the UK, including half of Labour supporters in our current UK government, have objected to this as well. Why are we still going ahead with all of this? The only logical conclusion to all of this is the ulterior motive. I don't want to sell you a conspiracy theory because I don't believe this is a theory. Objectively, we can look at this based on everything that's happened, and with the EU claiming to have spent countless amounts of millions of euros developing their digital ID and, age verification app, for people to be able to hack it by just editing the text files, that's not secure at all. There's definitely an ulterior motive here, and to be honest, 95% of the general population do not care. They don't care. It's just a thing that their government's doing, a thing that, they'll be advised to download, a thing that will, for all intents and purposes, make it easier to verify their age on certain platforms. Of course it will do, but it's not secure at all. And this is
right. It's not secure at all. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Amelia. I'm English, and I love England. I like having fish and chips and a pint at the local pub. I like Shakespeare and Dickens, Tolkien and Lewis, Harry Potter. I like pork sausage and dogs and fashion.
Make sure y'all hit that like button.
Haram! But I don't like that. Brits are famously polite, but it mustn't mean we're willing to commit cultural suicide. Our institutions, the Church of England, the BBC, are a bunch of queers and nonces. How the bloody hell did we go from Churchill to you git? Sadiq Khan, the mayor? This is London, mate, not Afghanistan. Or Star Wars. Our government won't even protect our schoolgirls from grooming gangs. Sod off, wankers! The police won't help. They're too busy confiscating garden tools and suppressing free speech.
That's right, miss. What have I done, officer? You've tweeted rudely, and you're under arrest.
Curry is fine, but we have several recipes already. There are 50 Islamic nations in the world. Muslims don't need to be on our island. They want to conquer it. The government says it must be this way. That doesn't make it right, does it, Robin Hood?
Come on, lady.
These dragons that threaten our England won't go away unless brave knights rise up to slay them. Or did all the British bloodlines with any bollocks get killed off in World Wars I and II?
Shout off, wankers.
Englishmen! It's your country, and it's being taken from you. Chav, posh, doesn't matter. We're already all in this together. I don't want this to be the future of the women of England, and I'm sure the women of Iran and Afghanistan didn't want it either. Your ancestors beat the Spanish Armada, Napoleon, and the Nazis. Surely you can handle welfare tourists. History will record what you do or don't do. Get cracking, lads. Love, Amelia.
That's right. I put the laughing emojis in your name again, and it still said boasts. What the fuck? And they put the symbol next to the fucking comment, but it's fuck it, right? It's some bullshit. But anyway, I know I'm not tripping. That's all I gotta say. I know I'm not tripping. I know what I see. But shouts out. This is HHN special report.
Until I've had a Dickens cider.
There's nothing better than waking up to a good old Dickens cider.
My girlfriend loves Dickens cider. My sister came to stay with us for a month, and my husband couldn't go a day without the Dickens cider. My girlfriend loves a Dickens cider.
My mom loves the Dickens cider.
My sister loves to wake up in the morning with a Dickens cider.
I'm a bit young, but I would love to try a Dickens cider.
So there you have it. For over 150 years, Frederick Von Dickens has developed a beverage that literally brings women to their knees. So fellas, for the sake of the economy, get a Dickens cider.
Right.
What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm a model.
Wow, like runway model?
OnlyFans model.
Damn, are you expensive?
The Matrix is a system, Neo.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
That system is full of degenerates. When you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of the woke system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to pick up a biology textbook, and many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on their pronouns that they will fight to protect it.
I gotta stop real quick. I must ain't got enough rest because I forgot to motherfucker turn my Bluetooth on.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
You know, some real shit. I must ain't get enough rest. Now we can go back.
What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm a model.
Wow, like
Thanks,
runway
computer.
OnlyFans model.
Damn, are you expensive?
The Matrix is a system, Neo.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
That system is full of degenerates. When you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of the woke system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to pick up a biology textbook, and many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on their pronouns that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the dude in the red dress? A dude? Look again. Who's it?
That wasn't a woman? No. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you are not one of us, you might marry one of them. What are they? Transformers. They can move in and out of any gender, regardless of their chromosomes. That means that anyone coming out of the female bathroom is potentially a ladyboy. Inside the Matrix, they can identify as anything, but in reality, it's just delusion. We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them. But they are at the Diddy parties. They are guarding all the doors while they are touching all the kids, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight them. Someone. I won't lie to you, baby. Every single man or woman who has stood their ground, everyone who has fought this agenda got canceled. But where they have failed, you will succeed.
What?
I've seen an agent identify as a concrete wall. Men have emptied entire clips at them and hit nothing but air. Yet their strength and their speed are still based in a world that is built on rules. Because of that, they will never be as strong or as fast as you can be.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge lawsuits?
No, Neo. If you identify as an innocent human being, you won't have to.
I identify as an innocent human being.
The White House is calling again. They're demanding we release the prisoner. Tell them we're busy. But they said if we don't comply, they're going to send in Pete Hegseth and the Department of War. Who's Pete Hegseth? Hey, what's up, guys? This is Pete Hegseth of the Department of War. We're here to infiltrate this police station and extract the POI, because that's what we do. Howdy, soldier. The President of the United States orders you to release custody of the prisoner to me immediately. I warned you I had powerful friends. Yeah, well, Totoro still has to be processed and seen by a judge. And we have a big turkey trot to deal with, so it's going to be a few days. Hey, man, I don't think you understand. You're messing with the Department of War. And we mean business. We don't stand down for anyone. Be sure to like and subscribe. All right, let's do this. All right, I certainly don't want to tangle with you guys. How about you just push the secret button in the floor over here and the jail cell doors will all open? The secret button? Yeah, it's in the floor right there. You see it? It's right there. It is. Now get your little bitch ass out of my town. Oh, you. I dare you to do that again. Oh! Well, I didn't know she was your mom. Get ready to stack some donuts, shorty.
I'm going to do way more than that, Gojo Satoru. I'm going to give you brain damage worse than Infinite Void could ever do to anyone.
Gad, I'm gonna need that.
Then come to my house right now. I'll nullify that infinity with the speed we're about to go to.
Bet I'm heading out Sukuna. This will take longer than 299 seconds.
That's my mom!
Hurricane 313.
HHN special report.
Love, make it to the sunrise. No surprise that I'm her number one guy. Smoking weed, feeling fine, it's that right vibe. We got good chemistry, our love is not blind. Love to hit it from behind, going all out. Till we go to the mall, we got a ball out. Ride out, don't fly out, we dine out. Party time, girl, but you won't be in time out. But you gon' tap out, give her back shots to blow her back out. Screaming so loud, it's like a madhouse. Going deep in her. I love when I skied in her. After that, I'ma sleep with her. Next day, the best day for sex age. She was flipping on my dick like it's the X game. Sex ain't the best game, so let's play. She said, okay, let me give it to you. About to give it to you. Baby girl, let me give it to you.
That's about to my UK correspondent.
You know you're the truth. Baby girl, let me give it to you. About to give it to you. Baby girl, let me give it to you. Woo. You know you're the truth. Baby girl, let me give it to you. Love making in the nighttime. Nighttime's the right time. I got wine. Got the chick that's fun size. We smoke fine. And she wanna make love to these dope rhymes. Me and her living happily. Create the tapestry. And me and her fucking on the balcony. Under stars and moonlight, the moonlight. The cops come, we pull off on the dual bikes. Bonnie and Clyde, this girl ready to ride. In her pussy, yeah, I'm ready to dive. Beat it out the frame. Out the bed, going through the frame. Knock the pictures all out the frame. Baby, scream my name. Pull me in close. She feel the climax. Baby girl, let it go. Got her legs shaking. She going with the flow. Baby, love how I make her flow. Let me give it to you. Let me give it to you. Baby girl, let me give it to you. You know you're the truth. Baby girl, let me give it to you. Let me give it to you. Baby girl, let me give it to you. You know you're the truth. Baby girl, let me give it to you. Let me give it to you. Baby girl, let me give it to you. You know you're the truth. Baby girl, let me give it to you. Let me give it to you. Baby girl, let me give it to you. You know you're the truth. Baby girl, let me give it to you.
About 20 minutes. Yeah. Real shit. I had that same amount of time playing. I was gonna play this because I gotta go out too. But I was gonna be back, but I just got to make a quick one. So so I was gonna do this. But yeah, hold on. Got 20 minutes. The data center is 19 minutes. So we making good timing.
Is this just a coincidence? I don't believe so one bit, not a chance. Now, if you're not aware, Michigan has currently been facing some very horrific weather events. For example, the weather was so bad between the rain and the snow melting that a levee was breached near Sheboygan, which they said could cause a major problem for thousands, so of course there were evacuations. This happened on Tuesday afternoon. Sheboygan, Michigan is a port city along Lake Huron with 4,800 residents, and again, they're all told to leave their homes. Well, on Wednesday, the sheriff's office lifted that evacuation order, but he told them that because they live near an inland
get your
lake,
hustle on,
to
baby.
prepare for a possible significant influx of water that could threaten their houses. But here's the thing, it wasn't just this one location in Sheboygan. Roads were washing out, homes were taking on water, and several other dams have been pushed to their limits as heavy rain and melting snow overwhelmed rivers. Pretty much the whole upper Midwest. You have residents coming out saying they've never seen anything like this before. For example, I'm reading this article from the New York Times. They're quoting this individual, Sam Maza, who is filling
Is this the same neighbors that you walk their dog, or just another neighbors on the block? Just, or like you put out a babysitting post or something. All right, so the kids must be young, but still there's the same people that got the dog that you be walking. Like, or they just some other people. That's what's up. Well, get your hustle on. You already know what it is. Okay. That's what's up. 10 to 12. Marvel movies. Yep. Yeah, Marvel and video games. And pizza. Or, like whatever nice lunch. Well, like it's around 5 over there. So babysitting at 5 o'clock. So what the fuck the parents doing? What, they going out to eat or something? The parents either might be going out to eat for maybe like a couple hours, be back before dinner time or whatever. I'm not sure. That's what's up. Right, because you're on the countryside. You said the countryside. The countryside is always nice and peaceful. Real talk. But let me get back to it.
As in trying to protect his son's house in Bel Air, he was quoted as saying, "We've got friends who live there their whole lives, 50, 60 years. They said they've never seen anything like this." And it's not just the residents, but according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, Michigan has seen an unusually wet start to spring, receiving nearly twice its average March precipitation. That weather has continued into April, where parts of northern Michigan has already recorded their wettest spring, according to a meteorologist with the Michigan office of the National Weather Service. More than 50 inches of rain had been dumped in a span of 2 days over these locations. It's just been chaotic. So where does the coincidence lie? Well, the locations that are being hit the hardest by weather that nobody has ever seen before just happens to be closely associated with high-flow river systems, cool glacial-influenced waters, and elements of multi-source power redundancy that could power things like, I don't know, data centers. But here's where things get even crazier because one of the locations that's being hit the hardest just happens to be Grand Traverse County. There's bridge collapses, states of emergencies. Well, isn't it just such an odd coincidence that a day before Grand Traverse County was hit with weather that no one has ever seen before in Michigan for springtime, they were in the news that Monday protesting this on Saturday.
Anti-data center protests were held throughout Michigan over the weekend. They ranged from Traverse City to Lansing,
My
Ann Arbor,
state.
and Hope.
It's my
Here's
state.
video from a rally held Saturday in Traverse City. Protesters marched and held signs with sayings about what they call negative implications of data centers, including the use of public land and extensive water usage. As of this month, Michigan has about 15 planned or proposed data center projects, according to Clearview.
And I'm blowing them all up.
Just such an odd coincidence that these people are hit with, and from the multiple sources that I'm reading, very historic weather for this time frame. We're protesting these data centers, probably protesting against having to leave their lands, these data centers impacting their lands, raising their bills, they just don't want it. Well, once again, nature, or quote-unquote nature, has come along and told these people otherwise. Said, I think you're wrong. I think we're going to have data centers in this location. Isn't it funny how nature seemingly always works that way? Like, for example, I remember in Hawaii, there was plans to build this massive smart city. They even have a pamphlet, the 80 Mile 2045 Long-Range Transportation Plan.
Burned everything down
Those
first.
that want to go ahead and build where people are currently living, they go to them and say, hey, we need these lands. Do you mind selling? The residents say, no, I don't want to sell my
So they
land.
burn everything down.
First, you're going to offer me peanuts. And secondly, these are my ancestral lands. Go away. Well, nature once again came along with a massive wildfire no one's ever seen before and told these people otherwise. It's just so funny how nature works that way. So yeah, these people
yeah. You know what's even more motherfucking fucked up? How motherfucker, we had Black Wall Streets all across this country. We get bombed and flooded the fuck out. Wow, funny how we just start our shit on our own, and the powers that shouldn't be use weather warfare to kill us. Yeah. How convenient. The only solution is revolution.
County to gather together to protest these data centers and their potential impact on the land and water use, and a couple days later, they're being washed out. But it's not just North or Northwest Michigan either. South Michigan has also been seeing some very horrible weather events recently, and just look at these data centers that are coming. Stargate, Project Portal, Meta, Dora Equity, Sansone Group, University of Michigan, Project Cannoli, whatever that happens to be.
Yeah, what the hell? Let me motherfucking screenshot this. Yeah, I forgot to motherfucking put it on my community post. Project Cannoli. What the fuck does that mean? A Project Cannoli. But they naming shit after food now? They got motherfucking no more motherfucking creative names?
Project Flex
Project
and
Cannoli.
Microsoft. So while these data centers are really gobbling up South Michigan, do you honestly think that these developers and these tech giants are going to leave North Michigan alone, given the fact that it has all these resources that are ripe for their data centers?
So live and learn.
So. Just look at the data centers that are in South Michigan. They're starting to run out of room, so they got to keep heading north. What these data centers are truly for,
I'm blowing them bitches up.
I do not believe
Allegedly.
the truth about their real purpose.
Hold on, let me get
Just
a
look at the
picture.
data centers that are in
Let me get a motherfucking picture of this motherfucking data center. Son of a bitch. Kidnapping people.
Efficiently, but ultimately, if we want to advance as a society and when we become more intelligent, right? We need AI.
Become more intelligent, we need AI. What?
Careful, but we have to watch where we place the data centers. But, and that is the excuse, we need more data centers. We need AI because we have to be China. And you'll have some people out in the public that will really eat that up.
Arms race bullshit.
In their living room saying, yes, we have to be China. We need more data centers, while the rain is crushing their homes. Like I've been saying in my last couple of videos, they'll use anything for resources as long as it provides power. Like human brain cells, and they're swapping out spinal fluid every so often. And where are they getting the spinal fluid? Who knows? So anything that can provide them more power, they'll take it.
Kidnapping people. The noise you're hearing is from the data center. Yeah. Wagonack, Michigan. Never heard of that. The noise has made my neighbor to open his windows. Yeah, I covered that. Yeah, that's the sound coming from the data center. Hyperscale data is planning to expand.
In the summertime, like I said, we like to have our windows open, and it's hard to listen to that all the time.
Yeah, I covered that.
I agree about that. The property values, because who's going to want to, if we want to resell the house, who's going to want to buy the house with that noise? No one's going to want to buy it. They'll be like, no, we ain't moving there.
That noise is irritating as shit.
We I
shit
could
sound
hear
like
when
it's
the
farming they loose in real time. You can hear the loose being farmed as we speak. The fucking shit is crazy.
We got used to. Has it done anything good for the city, do you think? I don't know for sure, you know, they painted it at one time and then they changed it up and they did that. They put the screens up there and they just making noise of it. There's just too much noise.
Hey, America.
Salute, live
So
and learn.
today I delivered a load to a data center in South Carolina. And I'm going to tell you something about that data center that I seen. It looks like a prison. All right? Listen to me. There's nothing but solid concrete walls and ventilation. I don't know why they would need something built like this for a data center.
Right.
But I'm telling you now that these data centers have their own electric substations. I'm talking about with power cords, hey, to keep some stuff running. All right. But in all actuality, I'm telling you, these data centers look like encampments, concrete prisons.
Damn.
Now, I might be wrong. Maybe they're not. Maybe they really are data centers. But I'm looking at data centers that they're going to have computers that hold data. And these places are the size of 10 Walmarts. All right? Like, how many servers must you have to where these are coming up all around the country? One of these data centers look like it should be able to hold the information of everyone in this country 100 times over. But they're popping up everywhere. Everywhere. Okay? And I'm telling y'all, I've seen some jails. I've seen some prisons. Listen to me. I don't think these no data centers. I'm honestly feeling like there's going to come a time where some of us have to put up, shut up, or be locked up. So America and Americans, y'all better stay frosty and keep your eyes open. We know the vast majority of you are going to fall in place. But some of us really enjoy our freedom. And some of us will fight for it.
That great video again comes from Deada's universe, and it could be a prison, could be some kind of encampment. We don't know. It could be batteries or things that are funneling resources, energy, water to the grounds below for their.
Man, that shit. The way that shit was sounding in the background of that motherfucking video, the motherfucking old guy was talking, it sounded like they farming everybody's loose, dog. Nigga, that's some loose farming shit. These data centers are loose centers. Man, dog, fuck the bullshit. That shit sounded diabolical. All you hear is this all day. Fuck that.
Around cities. But either way, we are not being told the truth about their purpose. I'm going to go ahead and end this video with a clip showing a woman pleading with the committee when it comes to these data centers.
I'm Miley Kozinski, and I live 1.6 miles downstream from the Metadata Center in Beaver Dam. If you need to stand and stretch for a moment, please do. I have never in my life needed a group of people to be more alert to what I have to say.
All right, welcome to the machine.
Thank you for staying so long. I'm a lifelong Wisconsin resident. I live on a horse farm, and I am an educator. For almost 50 years, a natural creek has flowed through my property. It's 20 feet wide, up to 4 feet deep. It has persisted through drought, flood, seasonal change. It's part of a connected system, groundwater, tributaries, watersheds, aquifers, ultimately flowing into Beaver Dam Lake. Until construction began upstream on the data center, its behavior was stable and predictable. After construction started, all of that changed here in Beaver Dam. The creek began to stop flowing entirely. Without rainfall, it would abruptly return, often cloudy and opaque like milk, with enough force to cause drastic erosion and damage. Over the construction season, to the point that it is dry half of the time. Dust from the construction covers my yard. My grass is huge here in Beaver Dam. The creek began to stop flowing entirely. Without rainfall, it would abruptly return, often cloudy and opaque like milk, with enough force to cause drastic erosion and damage. This pattern repeated itself dozens of times over a single construction season, to the point that it is dry half of the time. Dust from the construction covers my yard. My grass is white, and I'm 1.6 miles away. When I drive past it, I have to pull over because the dust cloud is so thick that I can't see the front of the hood of my truck. That behavior is not consistent with natural variability. It is not explained by weather patterns, and it has never happened before. So I did what residents are told to do. I called up the Department of Natural Resources. I spoke with dedicated staff, but the system is fragmented. My reports are passed between departments. Reports are lost. And at one point, I was told the agency didn't even know if they had clear authority over what was going on.
Wow.
What I learned in this process is there is no single entity responsible for what happens downstream when large-scale construction disrupts a water system. Different permits govern different activities, locally, county level, state level, some even federal. No one is tasked at looking at the whole picture, or what happens beyond the project boundary. This is not a failure of individual agency staff, it's a policy failure. The law is on the side of the businesses and not on the residents. In my case, the creek's flow now appears correlated with industrial activity upstream and the times when that construction took place, including daily blasting with dynamite. When that discharge stops, my creek stops. When it resumes, water returns suddenly. Right now, corporates are receiving fast approval tax incentives, limited review, while residents are left to prove the damage after the fact at our own expense against billion-dollar companies. This research has become my part-time job. 10 to 20 hours a week I have spent since knowing it was a data center, trying to figure out what's happening in my land. Simply sending in a water sample for my property costs $121 just to ship the sample. The cost of the test alone is going to be another $400 every time I have it tested. Water testing on my property shows elevated strontium, a very dangerous metal, and other indicators consistent with deep groundwater influence, a change that coincides with large-scale excavation, blasting upstream, and warrants independent investigation. Filters on my water system to stop this elevated metal persistence in my water is going to be over $1,000. When construction is complete, nearly 1,000 acres of my backyard will be converted from living permeable land into a paved industrial space. Land that once actively recharged groundwater, aquifers, and watersheds. That change reshapes an entire community. Farmers and local families cannot compete with billion-dollar corporations to pay for that land. And over time, the places that defined Wisconsin, rural communities, working landscapes, they're being replaced. And then the next project arrives to fill in that spot because nobody is building a home next to a data center. People are leaving. Now there's another open spot, like a second data center now being proposed in Beaver Dam. The city annexed this land from my township. I was there at the meeting when they were talking to the farmers. Alliant Energy sent a representative in to broker the deal with all the farmers in the area. We can find a buyer for the whole shebang, or you all sell at the same time. They had 10 years to find a buyer. They knew exactly what they were doing, and they knew exactly who was going to buy that land. But we did not. Once it got annexed by the city, it goes to the county for rezoning. That is a rubber stamp in the process. There is nothing we can legally do to stop it at that point because you have to prove it is damaging to people's health. And we cannot legally prove damage before it's built. So it goes through. So you have to stop it at the city level if you want to speak up. But the city level proposed a conversation at their meeting about a TID, not about a data center. By the time we knew it was a data center, it was too late to do anything. And the residents of the township have to live now with the negative impacts of a data center that is on city property, and I'm not represented by the city. I don't have a representative to speak for me. I bought the property to have horses across from my childhood home. My parents live across the street with their horses. I wanted to be here forever. I can't even leave. I am trapped here because nobody wants to buy my land. They don't want to be near a data center. And they don't want a 20-foot empty ditch in the front yard. I am concerned at the idea that there does not seem to be a working system in place to make sure that permits are being followed. We can issue them left and right. There's not enough staff. There's one mining permit officer in the DNR for the entire state of Wisconsin. There's a miner on that flag. We have one guy for the whole state to make sure people are doing what they're supposed to be doing in that particular area. There's not enough. And yes, I nodded when the data center guy was up here because I agree that 840 does not do enough. And he put his foot in his own mouth. He said, we want to work with communities. Then do it. Why do you need a bill to do it? Do it. Be transparent. And one thing I have not heard anyone today share or talk about is, are these bills retroactive? Who is coming to save me? My safety net is gone. My township cannot say no to being annexed by the city. My city doesn't represent me. And here I sit before you. I'm counting on you. I need you. It's too late for me. I didn't get to vote no. I didn't get to speak up. I have 2 minutes at a public hearing at the city. And I am so grateful that you let us sit here so late tonight. Nobody has let me tell my whole story. Please, metaphorically, we are launching planes that are still being built, and we are forced to pilot them, and we don't know how to fly. Thank you for your time.
Yep. And that's that. I know you said you had 20 minutes. You gotta go to do your neighbor and shit. Get that money, babysitter, and I gotta go make me a run too. And you said a couple hours. I should be back in a couple hours. I don't know what I'm gonna have planned, but I'll try to plan something. Perfect timing. Much love to my UK correspondent, Vanta. Shouts out to everybody coming through. Catch y'all in a minute, and y'all know how we end it. Mic check. I walk around the streets with my black tech 9 by the waistline, looking to hype shit. I never claim to be the best type of rapper, but have to show the motherfuckers what I'm after. I'm after the gold, and after that, the platinum. Beef after that, Hurricane G packs the Gatson, blah. Trigger bang, bang. HHN special report. Catch y'all in a minute. Much love to my UK correspondent, Vanta. Do your thing, baby.